You're listening to an AppleViz podcast.
Hello and welcome. My name is Thomas Domville, also known as Anonymous. Have you ever been in this position where your family or your kids, we have an account that we have to share? So a great example is a streaming platform, right? So maybe you got Paramount or Netflix or Disney Plus, and one of us created the account and has the ID and password, so we need to share that among each other, right? So we have to call each other or text each other or whatever not, say, hey, what's the password for this? And somebody ends up changing the password because they forgot the password and forget to tell the others the password to change, and we can't get in. Maybe they're working, maybe they're sleeping, and you always get into that frustrated point where, oh my gosh. So there's many different scenarios and ways why I probably would want to share passwords with my spouse and kids for one form or another. Well, I'm going to show you something here that is going to make your life easier. Apple has this feature where you are able to share password and even passkeys with people you trust. And thus far, everybody is on the same wavelength when it comes to what is the password for such and such and such and such, and as easily as checking your iPhone. So no more texting each other, no more calling for each other or anything like that. I'm going to show you how to get this set up and everything you need to know about how this works. All right, first thing up, so we need to get this set up, and we are going to go into the native settings.
Settings. Double tap to open.
And let's do one finger double tap, open up settings.
Settings.
Now we're going to swipe to the right until we find passwords.
Passwords button.
Now we are going to go ahead and open this up by doing one finger double tap. Now when doing so, this is one of those apps that will need some verification that is you. So if you have a Touch ID, this is where you're going to use your Touch ID to verify your biometric thumbprint or fingers that you use for Touch ID. Those with a Face ID, you would just stare at the camera and say cheese and hopefully authenticate yourself and let you in. So let's do that. I have Face ID here, so I'm going to say cheese to the camera here.
Settings. Alert. Face ID authenticated. User authentication. Settings. Back button.
And voila, we made it past through the first hurdle. All right, so that takes you to the very top left where you got your back button. What we're looking for here is the add button. Now, if you swipe to the right,
passwords, heading, add button.
This is where we want to go to set this all up for the first time. So double tap this with one finger.
New password button.
We don't want to do that, so we're not here to create a new password, but what we're looking for is the next one up. So swipe to the right.
New shared group button.
There's what we want. We want the new share group. Let's do a one finger double tap on this.
New shared group. Shared passwords and passkeys. Heading.
Now this will give you a little summary of what this is and what you are about to create.
Add trusted contacts. Create a group to share passwords and passkeys across their devices. Choose what to share. Each member of the group decides which passwords they share and can delete them at any time. You're in control. The person who creates the group can add or remove others. Continue button.
And we are going to do just that. We're going to continue. One finger double tap on continue.
Group name text field is editing. Group name. Insertion point at start. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
Now we need to give it a group name. You can name it anything you want. I'm going to name this family, and I'll use dictation here. So I'll just use a two-finger double tap to initiate dictation. Family.
Inserted family.
All right. Now, let's go back to the top left here so I can show you what the screen looks like now and some of the things we need to do before we can continue on. Top left.
Cancel button.
At any time, you can cancel out. If you have second reservations or you just don't want to do that this time, you can double tap cancel. As you swipe to the right,
new shared group, heading, create button.
You have the create button at the top right. We're not quite ready to do create because we haven't added anybody to the list or anything like that. However, doesn't mean you can just go ahead and just can't do that, sure you can. You could just have yourself for now, and you can add people at a later time. But in this case, I'm going to add my wife, my spouse, and before I move on. So let's go to the right here and explore the screens further.
Group name, heading. Text field, is editing, family, character mode, insertion point at end. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
That's good. That's what I want. Family.
Group members, heading.
All right. Now we have group members. And if you go to the right here,
Thomas Domville, owner.
that is you. So you should hear your name. And in my case, I'm the one that create this. So I'm the owner of this group. You do have some control of what the group is and who is allowed in it. So in other words, since you're the owner, you can add people and remove people off your shared group. Other people in the group cannot remove other people or add other people. Of course, they have the ability to remove themselves, but that is all they can do.
Add people.
That's exactly what we're going to do. I want to go ahead and add people. So this is what we want to do. One finger double tap.
Text field, is editing, enter a name, email, or phone number, character mode, insertion point at start.
Now, what's important about this little area is that these people that you're adding must be in your contact. Yes, it's kind of weird how that happens, but I guess they want to make sure that you are really giving access to the people that you really trust. So these people need to be in your contact. If they are not, you will need to cancel out or just go back to the home screen and head over to contact, add them, and then come back into this section where we left off. So that's the first rule that you must need is people need to be in the contacts. Now I'm going to look for my wife Angela here, and once again I'm just going to dictate here, Angela.
Inserted Angela.
And then from here I'm going to swipe to the right and get the results of all the Angelas that are in my contact.
Results, Angela Knight Domville.
That's the one I want. So I'm going to do one finger double tap on my wife here.
Results.
Excellent. Now that you double tap that, let's go to the top right here.
Add button.
And add her. Now, if you have more people you want to add, you can do that at that time. So go back to the edit box or the text box where you can search for other people. You can add as many people as you want. And once that is done and set up, go to the top right and double tap add.
Text field, is editing, family, character mode, insertion point at end. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
Now here we are. We're back to that screen where we had the family group and plus the members. Now I'll show you what my member group looks like as you go to the right.
Group members, heading. Thomas Domville, owner. Angela Domville, button.
Now you have that person on your list. As simple as that. Now anytime if you want to add more people, of course, you just swipe to the right.
Add people.
And add people to that list. Now, if you feel like you made a mistake, you say, well, I have second thoughts, or that's the wrong one or the wrong person. No problem. Just go back to that person in question.
Angela Domville, button.
Double tap that.
Angela Domville, button.
And at the very bottom of the screen, I'm going to use four-finger tap towards the bottom half.
Remove from group.
You have the item to remove from this group. So double tap that, and you will remove that person from the group. I'm going to keep her, so I'll go top left.
New shared group, back button.
And back.
New shared, Angela Domville, button.
All right, now we're ready to go to the next step. If you recall, there was a create button at the top right.
Create, button.
We are ready to go to the next step. So let's go ahead and do that. Double tap that.
Create. In progress, not now, button.
Okay, so now what we are presented here, now you heard the not now button. And if you do not want to proceed further, you just want to create the group, you haven't selected anything to share yet, you can come back at a later point to do that. So double tap that. And I will show you later on the podcast how you can get back into the group and add things and remove things, etc. But in this case, I am ready to add some things with my wife here. So I'm going to go to the right.
Family, heading. Move, dimmed, button. Search, search field. Dictate button. Choose the passwords and passkeys you would like to move to this group. Heading.
All right, so now we need to select some passwords that are on your device. So we're looking at my set of passwords that I'm going to add to the group itself. So let's see what we got here. I got a few here that I can share with her that I think would make things easier for both of us.
My passwords. Heading. Amazon.com.
So I have the Amazon account. This is our Prime account, and that allows us to order things through our Prime account. Plus, it allows us to see movies and things like that. That's part of the Prime account. So this will be a perfect one to share with each other. So we can both have password and credential for this. So I'll double tap this one finger.
Selected. Amazon.com.
Okay. Now that is selected, meaning that that is one of the passwords I'm going to be sharing with her. Now, if you want to deselect that, do one finger double tap, and that'll deselect that particular account from the group. Let's see what else I can add to this.
Apple.com.
This is a good one. If for some reason, God forbid, if I get hit by a bus or I just keel over, my wife will have access to my account, so the Apple ID would be something critical that I would definitely want her to know if some reason she needs to have access to that account. So I'm going to go ahead and double tap that.
Selected. Apple.com.
Okay. Now let's find out what else I can share with her.
Applevis.com. Mastodon. Applevis.com. AtomTickets.com. Bimies.com. Binanceus. Bitmoji.com. Bookshare.org. SkyApp. Snoosletter.com. CVS.com. CVS.com. Discord.com. Discoveriplis.com. Disney World.
This is a good one. I have my Disney World account, and we go on trip together quite a bit. Sometimes we need to have access to each other so we can reserve tickets and such. So that's a good one. One finger double tap.
Selected. Disney World.
Okay. Let's see what else we got here.
Dragons Gave Space. Dropbox.com. Experian.com. Facebook.com.
All right, self-explanatory here in case something happened to me. She has that account.
Selected. Facebook.com.
Okay, see what else we got.
Google.com.
Here's my Google account. That's not a bad idea to let her have access to that as well.
Selected. Google.com. Nest.com.
Here's a great example that we do change a lot. Our Google Nest, which is our thermostat, sometimes we need to gain access to it and whatever not. I'll double tap that.
Selected. Nest.com.
Excellent.
Netflix.com.
There's another good one. We'll go ahead and double tap that.
Selected. Netflix.com.
Now, I am snipping out the rest. Typically, when you select on something, it's going to tell you the email address of that account that it's using. But of course, for privacy sakes, I'm only showing you the Netflix.com and not followed by the email address.
Newegg.com, Nextdoor.com, Pandora.com, St-Luke's.org.
This is a great one too. This is my my medical doctor's app, and so I definitely want her to have access to this. I'll double tap that.
Selected. St-Luke's.org.
Perfect. I think that'll do for the podcast. I can come back and add more things later. So once you have selected all the passwords you want to share with the people in that group, then we are ready to proceed on to the next step. The next step is the top right.
Move button.
You got the move button. Isn't that weird? So I guess they essentially thinking that you're going to move your password into the group to share. I'm not a real fan of that wording, but that's okay. You know what that means. It means go to the next step. Double tap that.
Move. Alert. Reused passwords warning. You have selected passwords you are reusing across different websites. Sharing these passwords might allow other members of this group to sign into accounts you don't intend to share. Cancel button.
What a great reminder to let you know that you are sharing your password with that group, and that group do have access to your account. So you got to perfectly make sure those people you absolutely trust, or you have an account that you're sharing that you don't really care what happens to the account, right? So we do care about these accounts that I'm sharing with my wife. I do trust her. If you have second thoughts and do not want to go further, you just double tap on cancel. Otherwise, go to the right.
Continue button.
And continue.
Notify Angela Domville. Heading.
All right. Now we're at the last step here, and this allows us to notify the people in the group that you're sharing your password. You have two options here. I'm going to show you what we have here.
Angela will have access to the passwords and passkeys you've shared, as well as any you share later. You can send a message to let them know they've been invited. They can still accept your invitation if you don't send a message. Notify via messages button.
Now, if you want to notify them by text message or iMessage or message, this is where you double tap and say, okay, the message has been sent out. Everybody knows they've been invited to the group. Now, as I mentioned there, it's not necessary. You can just go to the right.
Not now button.
And double tap not now. What they have to do, they just go down to settings, go to password, and then there should be the item that pops up that says share password group, and they can go to the invitation and accept it. They don't have to accept it. That is entirely up to them if they want to participate in your sharing group. At that point, they're not sharing any password that they have with you because they have to add that to the group if they want to do that. Let me go ahead and double tap this, and I'll continue on exactly how everything works at this point.
Passwords back button.
Now, as I mentioned before, you have now selected the people to your group of the passwords you want to share. Now, at this point, if they accepted their invitation, they will now be able to see your password. Now, keep in mind, when you are sharing this with anybody, everybody has the same access to those passwords you have given. Don't worry about the password you haven't given access to because they will not see those. So only the passwords you have created and shared with the other people. And from there, anyone can edit that password. Yes, so if Angela felt like she needed to change the Netflix password for whatever reason, she can make that change, and then it will reflect to everybody in that group. So that password gets updated on my phone and other people's iOS device that you're sharing with. If she removes that account, yes, got to be careful. If they remove it, everybody will forget to lose your ID and password. It's one of those catch-22s and one of the risks you take when you're sharing those with other people. If Angela wants to share her password with the people in the group, she can do that as well. She is given the ability to add the password, and once again, I'll be able to use it, see it, and change it as well. What's cool about this is that once Angela is invited, if she goes to Netflix.com right now, she can use that credential that I just sent her without having to type it all in. So this is just beautiful how this works. I love it. If I gave her, and I did, my Google account, for example, it uses passkeys. That is a brand new feature. If she were to go into google.com and use my credential, it's going to require to use passkeys. Well, guess what? Because I'm sharing this account and my passkeys is tied to that account, she will have that option to do a biometric identification to make sure it's really her, and she can use my passkeys. So that's a huge benefit that we aren't able to do that now by calling or texting somebody, because you will need their validation or authentication code to make that work, right? So because you're sharing with that, passkeys will work. All right, so what we have here, let me show you what it looks like now.
Family, heading, add button, edit button, search field, double tap to edit, dictate button, 2 members, shared with Angela.
Now we are given the option to see what we have. We have 2 members, and you can add people to this list, or you can remove people from this list. And to do that, you just do one finger double tap on this particular item.
Edit button.
And now you're in the edit mode, and you should hear that is very similar to what we saw before.
Family, heading, done button, group name, heading, family, text field, double tap to edit, group members, heading, Thomas Domville, me, owner, button, Angela Domville, invited, button.
Now it shows you that Angela has been invited, so she hasn't accepted it. But nonetheless, this is where you can double tap, go into the account. As I showed you at the bottom half, where you can remove her from the account. If you want to add more people, you go to the right.
Add people.
Where you can add people. Let's go back to the top right.
Done button.
Double tap done.
2 members. Shared with Angela.
And then we are going to be presented with all the password that I've shared with Angela. Now, if Angela had shared her password will show up below as well.
Manage. Amazon.com.
And this is where you are able to see all the accounts that was shared with each other.
Delete.
If I swipe up, I can remove that password or sharing with people in the group. If I hit delete, it will go out and go into my other password area. So in other words, essentially all this does is removing the password sharing from this group. So no fear that you're actually deleting the account or the password. That's not what that means. It just means it's going to remove from the group. So just to keep you informed what delete means.
Activate. Default.
And then obviously you can activate it and take a look at the password itself. Now let's go to the top left here now that you know how that works.
Passwords. Back button.
Double tap.
Passwords. Heading.
And now we're back to the password that where we originate and started from. So as you swipe to the right.
Add button.
There's the add button that we started with.
Edit button.
Now let's go to the right. I'm going to show you a couple more things here.
Search field. Double dictate button. Section index. Adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
Now let's go right.
Adobe.com.
There's my first password on my list that is not shared with group. And I want to show you something real quick. If you go left here.
Heading. Family. 8 button.
That is where you can go back into the family group and make modification. Why did it say 8? Well, that is how many passwords you are sharing with that particular group. If you double tap that, that'll take you back into the group where I show you can add people, add password, and remove passwords. Let's go back right.
Heading. Chart. Adobe.com.
Now let's go to the Amazon one here.
Amazon.com.
Now that is one I want to show you. Even though you have the group there, now not everything on this list I have shared with the group, right? Amazon I did. So let's double tap that. I'm going to show you around in this area.
Passwords. Back button.
Located at the top left is a back button. Now if I go to the right here.
Share button. Edit button. Last modified today. Amazon.com. Text field. Username. Password. 13 bullets. Dimmed. Text field. Group. Family.
There is what I wanted to show you. This is how you know that it's part of a group and which group that password is being shared with. So I wanted to show you that this is how you find out if it's in a group or not.
New group button.
If you like to create a new group, this is a nice, easy access way of creating a new group because you might have a few accounts that you share at work, for example, and you probably want to create for workers, your coworkers. So you probably want to put work group and you share a couple of credentials through that. That could happen because maybe you share a Twitter account for the entire company and business, and you both are in charge of that, and so that's how you can share that.
Contributed by Thomas Domville me.
That's me. So if Angela is sharing it with me, it'll show you that Angela was the one that's contributing this particular password to me or to the group.
Notes. Heading. Add notes. Security recommendation. Heading. Easily guess. Close. Button.
And then we can close out if you want. I will show you something here. Let's go back.
Security. Add notes. Notes. Contributed by. New group. Button. Group. Family.
Now you can also double tap this item.
Move to group.
You can move this to a different group.
My passwords. Button. Selected. Family, dimmed, button.
which is now to my family, right?
New group, button.
And you can do new group. So if you have other groups in here, thus for you can just double tap and select other groups immediately so you don't have to go all the way back out and go to that particular group and start adding that particular password. So it's just one less step you have to do.
Dismiss context menu, button.
And we'll dismiss here.
Group, family.
The other cool thing is that the modification date at the top will allow you to know when it was modified, and if it was updated, you'll know that it was updated. I'm going to go ahead and go to the top left here.
Passwords, back button. Password, Amazon.com.
If I go to another password example here,
Adobe.com.
let's just say that one. Let's go double tap that.
A password, passwords, back button.
Now let's just go through the routine here, just swiping to the right.
Share, button. Edit, button. Last modified 10/18/23. Adobe.com. Text field. Username, password. Activate to reveal password. 15 bullets. Dimmed. Text field. Group. My passwords.
Now it's selected to my password, so in other words, it's not shared with anybody. Now you have two options here. You can either go back out and go to that group and then go through the list of passwords to share with them, or as I showed you before, I can double tap this.
Move to group.
And then it allows you to move the group.
Selected. My passwords. Dimmed. Button.
Which I showed you just a moment ago. You can select the group that you want.
Family. Button.
If I wanted to do so, double tap on family and now it gets shared with the family group.
New group. Button.
Or I can create a new group.
Dismiss context menu. Button.
And dismiss out of here.
Group. My passwords.
So that is the fundamentals of understanding how to share password and passkeys. Good news is that if you're the owner of the group, you are the only person that can add and remove people in that group. Now, obviously, the people that you invited do not have to accept the invitation, and if they do accept it, they can always pull themselves out of the share group. When they do that, all their shared password and everything goes along with them, and that goes out of the group, so nobody has access to that anymore for one reason or another. And they cannot add people to your group or remove people from the group. That is entirely up to the owner themselves. This is a fantastic way to share password and passkeys with people that you trust. My gosh, this is going to make my life simpler and other people as well. And best part of all, it's right here at our fingertips. So when I do go to Netflix.com, it will ask for the credentials. I have it right here in my password and my keychain, and that is stored in the cloud. Yes, that's the best part too, is all stored in the cloud. I can just double tap that and voila, I'm into Netflix.com. All right, so that's everything I hope you need to know to get started in sharing passwords and passkeys with people that you trust. All right, my name is Thomas Domville, also known as Mouse. Till next time, bye-bye.
This AppleVis podcast has been brought to you by the community of applevis.com for the latest in resources and tips and tricks to get you the best experience from your Apple device. Visit www.applevis.com.